Good morning, this is day 2. I'm filming from a different location. This is the roof of the house. It's pretty cool. There's all these glasses, these glass floors, and you can look down and see like the next level. It's pretty neat because you can like stand up here and see all the way down into the kitchen. That's the kitchen sink. So this is the roof. Really beautiful. There's a bird's nest up there. Those things call all night long. I don't know what they are. They're pretty cool though. There's the city. That's the house next door. Let's see. It's really pretty up here. It's so gorgeous. There's the other house. So yeah, I thought I would just, reflect up here this morning. It's so pretty. The birds are just wonderful. So yesterday we went to a giant park, and it was modeled after the parks you find in England and Central Park. So they built this as like to kind of reduce the heat from all the concrete in the cities, and just kind of be like a natural center and like a place where people can just go and relax. And so yesterday was Saturday, and everyone was out. They were all biking and running and jogging with their friends. Like, they weren't even dressed to jog, and they were jogging. It was great. It was perfect weather. It was beautiful. So it was really interesting walking around and seeing everybody out. And at Reflection last night, we were talking about how everyone is just really close. And before coming to this trip, everyone's like, oh, Sao Paulo is so dangerous, it's a big city, you have to be careful. And yesterday at the park, I felt safe. I felt like I was home. And that, like, I was just part of everything. And so there was kids running around playing soccer and volleyball and flying kites, and, couples that are sitting really close to each other, have their hands in places. You see a lot of stuff, and I think that brings the community together. Like, if you put the worst out in the open to see, then everyone just kind of moves on from there, and it's just accepted. And so having like close people relates to close families. I saw a lot of boys walking like arm in arm with their mothers, and just really close, and it's nice. And so last night, Anna, some of the executives from HM Clothes, who's from Brazil, she says, there's something that we call human heat, and it's just like the idea of being close and being part of a community, and being able to count on each other and depend on each other, and just have that moment and have that peace. It's really cool, and you can definitely see it. There wasn't really any negativity at the park yesterday, so there's a whole bunch of kids, and everyone was playing, and it was really neat to kind of just sit and watch their culture on their beautiful Saturday and see what they do. And everyone was outside with their bikes, and it was just amazing. They had little markets, and under like this big, so part of the park had like this overhang, and it was really big concrete. And so everyone was out there rollerblading, and like kids were running on a bike, and they had these little cones, and it was just kind of like a big old family party, block party, and it was pretty cool. So like kids are zipping around on skateboards, and you can see all this stuff. And yeah, so they had this market in the middle, and there was a store with a whole bunch of records, and just like a little tent. And so I go up there, and like this woman is sitting there carving out, pictures of the Beatles, pictures of the Rolling Stones, all these different huge mega pop bands freehand out of these records. And I started talking to her, and you could tell that, she was excited because I was excited, and it just felt, really positive and good energy. And so she started cutting these records into shapes, and they're beautiful, for her son's 5th birthday as like goodie bags. And it just took off from there. And, just to see people so passionate about what they do, it's really amazing. So we walked around the park and just kind of soaked in the atmosphere, and that was really nice. I felt like a big old sponge. everyone was so welcoming. We were sitting down and talking, and this other group of girls were singing, and I was like, hey, yeah, woo, and they're like, we love America, and it was really neat. So that was pretty cool. We went to this big restaurant for lunch, and we had like a pretty traditional buffet with some amazing desserts, and their traditional dish, which is like beans and sausage and rice, which was really good. They had like this chunky pistachio dessert pudding that was awesome. I tried some quail eggs. They're like this big. They're so cool. And that was really neat. We got to zip around. There's a lot of graffiti, a lot of like wall murals. So it was really neat yesterday to just kind of chill and hang out and be Brazilian. What really surprised me was the fact that like there's no what you look like Brazilian, you know? Like I could be Brazilian. There's no like, oh, well, you know, blonde hair, blue eyes, you're from Germany. No, it's just like, you know, everyone is Brazilian, which I think is really cool. It's like kind of united, which I find neat. And it was just really nice and warm and welcoming. We got some coconuts, and they just chop off the top and stick a little thing in it, and you stick a straw in it, and there's a coconut. And so we were everyone was walking around with these big old coconuts with a straw, and it was really cool. So this park had a lot of dogs, a lot of golden retrievers, and they were beautiful. You can tell they like really care about their dogs, and they treat them like babies, which is cool. So yeah, yesterday was just kind of like chilling in the park, kind of seeing what's going on and stuff. It was neat. So that's all for now. We're getting ready to leave, and I'll say goodbye. Ciao.